Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Or good afternoon, whatever the heck it is. You guys are having snow. I'm actually down in Florida working.
Oh, we saw some flakes today, but we mostly got cold rain and got a full day of school in today, thank goodness. So
My friend in Southington, they got out early, I guess.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of the districts up there either got out early or had no school. There's quite a few no schools. Yeah. Where are you in Florida?
I'm in Palm Beach.
Oh, nice.
Freaking beautiful. It's La La Land, you know. I had to do a presentation, but
Oh,
I
nice.
have to tell you, we've had two of the most beautiful weather days. I can't even tell you. It's
Yeah, please don't.
yeah.
Hello.
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 Hi, Lisa. It sounds like you're somewhere I'm going to be jealous.
I'm
I'm
at
in
10
Florida.
Campus Drive in Madison. Uh,
I'm not so jealous of you, Craig.
no.
Yeah, Lisa, where are you?
I'm in Palm Beach, Florida till Friday.
Oh, you
It
poor
was
thing.
work slash
Oh,
a little bit of
is this that conference you were telling me about where kids are zooming in from all over the world?
nope, that's
Okay.
I leave on Easter Sunday for Nashville for that
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
This one was an introduction for a congressman who's running for reelection, and he happens to be on the Department of Homeland Security. And I had met him through doing some work with him through Demand Zero and all this stuff. And so there was a fundraiser for him. So they asked me to introduce him.
Oh,
It was
nice.
very, yeah, it was very nice.
Oh, that's great. And you got a little sunshine too.
Yes. We went through two mini hurricanes in between.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. And I had to be driving. It was awful. Yeah, two
Oh,
days were really bad, but
oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
hopefully it's nice now. You can make up
Yes,
for it.
it is.
Good. Good. I'm glad. Well, you're not missing anything here. Hi, Seth.
Hi everyone,
Hi, Seth.
how are you?
Hi,
Good, good.
Seth.
Hey there.
Need one more member and then you guys can start.
Okay.
I'm expecting Jessica.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Hey
Hello,
Diane.
seeing what my hair looks like. Uh-oh. Is this recording already?
Yes. Once the meeting link is open, it's live. All right, here's Jessica. I'll move her over and then you're free to start. You have a quorum.
Thank you.
All right.
Once, let
Let
her,
me have 1, 2,
We
let
three.
her
gotta
move
let
over. Give
Jessica
it
in.
a second.
We gotta let her in. Here she is.
Okay.
It's 5.
All right, everybody. I'm just gonna call to order the meeting, the special meeting of the Madison Public Schools Board of Education. We're gonna dispense with the Pledge of Allegiance because we don't have a flag here on this meeting format. So the purpose of this meeting is to discuss and take action on potential revised 2025-2026 school calendar. And there's going to be a recommendation coming from the administration. So I think what I'd like to do is um, request a motion to discuss and take action on the revised 25-26 school calendar as recommended by the administration, and then use that as the basis to launch into a discussion that will start with Craig telling us what you guys came up with. So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Emily,
Second.
second, Jessica, thank you. All right, so that opens discussion on the potential revision of the 25-26 school calendar. Craig, do you want to fill us in on what the administration had in mind?
Yes, thank you, Chairman Klaskin. So I sent out a memo and two calendars to the board. The memo details the recommendations, and there's a current calendar that we keep up to date as we have school day cancellations, and then we have the proposed calendar, which reflects the recommendations in the memo. And I would like to say thanks for the board for joining this special meeting, with just a little bit, a few days notice here. Appreciate you joining on a rare Tuesday off, but this is important for us to act when we can on one day in particular. So the first recommendation is that we take March 16th, as that is currently a professional development day. Fortunately, it was mostly an in-house professional development day to get ready for the testing cycles and some end of the year things. We did have some outside presenters, but they're going to be able to be utilized still during the days. And then we would use an early release day on that day. The also benefit of this was we lost a conference day for elementary, and so this will be that conference day makeup for elementary on the 16th. So there'll be no further impact to students, in terms of another half day. We're going to use the afternoon for elementary teachers to be able to do their conferences for that day. So that captures back one student day. It doesn't impact the teacher work year because teachers were already supposed to work. The other staff we're working through, most of them have indicated no concerns that they're able to change their plans or be at work that day, and that's worked out well because transportation, food service, some other staff were not typically supposed to be in that day. They've been notified that they were out. The board does have that ability to change the school calendar, so that's well within the board's rights to make that change. So that is the first change that we're recommending. And then, as we have done, I believe 2 times in my tenure here, and I know you've done this before, is we have more than the required 180 school days for students. We have 181 this year. Next year we'll have 182. We had 181 because of the longer summer that we were setting up this year. And so we're recommending that you forgive a student day and bring them to 180. And that will then move us back to Thursday, the 18th of June. And that would be the end for students. Teachers would have 2 more days after that. They would have the 19th and then the 22nd of June as work days. And so we would work with the teachers union on something for the 22nd. That would be, basically training for the following year. And then the 19th, we would have just a regular PD day in the building. So we'll make good use of that time, certainly at the end of the year. The most common concern I've had from parents is going into the 22nd. I think that was a pretty big impact for them. In terms of camps have been planning to start then. A lot of vacations, it sounds like, had been planned to start then, and so we want to avoid that. I was thrilled we were able to get the day in today. You probably saw many districts just north of us cancel today, so we're thrilled to get that. Looks like we have warmer weather coming up, but it's not uncommon to have a March snow day, here. So we'll continue to do that, but at least we're giving us a little bit of flexibility for one more day and not have to ever go into that week in June, which would be really, really tough. As I shared, the 16th, there will be some impact, but I have not heard, many concerns about the 16th becoming a school day for our families.
I have a quick
Right.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
When the state of Connecticut, when they say it's like a state of emergency day, does that count then as a school day that like a snow day, or is it not counted in that?
It's not counted. That's one of the strictest things the state has held, true to is the 180-day requirement. So when we had the year when I was working up north, we had a week off in late October, the storm that hit around Halloween. We missed a whole week to start the year off and had a very snowy winter. And they told districts they had, certain options, but it was never to go beyond June 30th and never to go less than 180 days. So they're very strict on that.
But of our 4 snow days that we had, at least one of them was a state of emergency by Connecticut, wasn't it? So that
Right.
doesn't count then?
No, we will try and get some reimbursement potentially on the storm cleanup. That's a story for the finance committee, but no, they don't forgive that.
They don't forgive that, or they don't count that?
They don't forgive the school day. Like they don't count the school day, even though it's a blizzard or whatever the case may be. Hurricane, blizzard, does not matter. You've got to show 180
So
days.
we get stuck bearing the inclement weather day as one of our days counting against the 180.
It's just like no other snow day. It doesn't matter if it's an inch of snow or 30 inches of snow. Yeah, it's just a day that moves later. Yep.
Okay.
That's very strange that Connecticut does that, because I know other states don't do that. Like New York State, if they declare a state of emergency for the state, they don't count that as a school day. Like you have to make that up. It's just not
Okay.
counted.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then, Craig, the other question I had is, I know that our policy has been, if we need to, we can take days off of either the beginning or the end of the April vacation. I know we prefer not to do that. And would we be able to do that if we have another snow day or two? Would we be able to do that rather than go into the next week in June?
So the calendar that the board approved and we sent out to our families indicates that we won't do that until we get to the 26th. So that's a real tough one. And I think that boards have held pretty firm on that since we don't have a February break. I think when we had a full week off in February and families had the chance to get away, one or the other, that was different. But I think ever since we don't have a full week in February, tried to hold true to that. But I think under this scenario, we should be in a pretty good shape, given the long range forecast in terms of the temperature and where we stand today.
Okay, so in other words, unless there's some like crazy storm in like mid-March, late March, hopefully there won't be. If we implement the plan that the administration is putting forth this evening, we should be fine for the rest of the school year. We shouldn't have to look to extending it later into that week of the 22nd of June or incurring into the April break.
Right. Yes. I think you should be fine. If you did, I think I would continue to have the calendar play out as as it's set up to be. I think we'd go the 19th and then unfortunately it'd go to the 22nd rather than take April break would be my recommendation, since that's what we've indicated to folks.
Okay.
So can you just
discussion?
clarify then
I'm sorry.
the changes that you want us to make? You want us to make it 180 days rather than 181. And
Yes.
you want us to make March
March
16th
16th.
a half day of school and half professional development day.
Correct.
And
Yes,
previously it was,
going to be just a full day professional development.
okay.
And the other half day of professional development is tacked on at the end. Right?
The day of the professional development, yes, it moves to the end of the year, the teacher work day. So the teachers actually
Okay.
come out with a little bit more professional development because they'll have the half day and then the teacher work day, because the teachers need to have 188 work days. So now they'll have 8 instead of 7 professional development days.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion?
I just, I wonder if folks will have questions, and I might be one of them. If you're like butting up against the number of like truant days that your kids have been out of school, and now with March 16th being taken offline, is there any leniency from the state if you already have scheduled travel and will be missing that day? I mean, how does that work for families who maybe
Yeah.
were planning to travel on the 16th, but now it's a school day?
It's also another area that they don't. I think what we'll see is those numbers rise for our district as well as other districts across the state, based on having just some calendar impacts and things like that we'll see that. I mean, on the fortunate side, I think we've cleaned out our schools from some illnesses that typically hang around in February with the days we had. We saw good attendance when we were in school, but as a whole of the district, but we can't make an absence that would be an excused absence normally by definition, an excuse because we've changed the calendar, unfortunately.
But the impact of that, if I understand correctly, and I think I had some experience with this once, um, the truancy rules, I don't think they've changed from when you would get the parent would get a letter, right? That's it. I mean, there's no
So
unless there.
at the high school level, you could have a loss of credit issue where you would need to work with the high school. There's an appeal process that you can go through. Some things going on, there at the high school. That's a little bit different scenario. But in terms of K to 8, pre-K to 8, it's a letter and just documenting that's a concern and just making parents aware, that's the law and that's the number of absences. But we recognize some are unavoidable based on family situations, things like that.
At the high school, even just one day wouldn't tip that, to answer Jessica's question, though, Brett, would it? Does that jeopardize credit?
If a student was on the edge of those numbers, it could be something. But again, the high school, they go to a committee and they would look at that. I think reasonably. I think we understand, and I can pass that concern on to the high school. Sorry.
Okay. Jessica, did that fully answer your question?
Yeah, I perhaps other parents will have that question, so I don't know if it's something we want to proactively address or just address on a one-off basis when it comes up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we want to necessarily broadcast to parents that they're only going to get a truancy letter. And that's pretty much it. And of course, if they're more truant than that, then there are other levels of truancy. But if you're just kind of bucking up against the border, I don't think it's going to have a harsh impact on any families. Any other questions before we take this to a vote or discussion? Seeing none, why don't I raise it for a vote? All in favor of approving the revised 25-26 school calendar as recommended by the administration, say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, do we have 6 on? So it's 6-0.
I think we have 7.
Oh, 7. Opposed?
No, we have 8.
8.
Oh,
We have 8.
Any
Sorry.
opposed? Any, I see Galen now. Any opposed? No. Any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you. Is there any audience response to the information presented? Do we have anyone online other than us?
No.
Okay, thank you, Zoe. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Who did you take for first?
Lisa, I took Diane. So not Lisa. 4:46. In favor, aye. All opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Bye.